Hello everyone, James Van Ingen here. I'm at Lake Springfield in Illinois, the city of which I live and reside. As you can see over my shoulder here, that's the power plant. The time and date is currently about 5 p.m. Thursday, April 24th, 2025, Central Time Zone. And the purpose of this video is for discussing in our communities why and why not homeless shelters are scams. This is an ongoing discussion. I've had some previous recordings on the same topic. I would hope you would look into those if this is your first time visiting my channels and my sites. One I recommend first is titled New Developments, or anything that might have homeless in the title, or something like that, maybe word poverty, things like that. Okay, so where I want to begin in my argument occurs about 25 years ago, in the year 2000 and the year 2001. I was beginning college and attending university at the time when the World Trade Center attacks in New York City occurred. Okay, I was in Missoula, Montana, at the University of Montana, where I later, a few years later, earned an equivalency of about 4 college degrees. By that time, I earned about 4 college degrees, and I was 25 years old. So the areas that I am most knowledgeable and skilled in are business, psychology, real estate, and the culinary arts. So while I was going through those experiences, all right, I want to also mention that the World Trade Center attacks in New York City in 2001 was the first time a national emergency was declared post-digital revolution. Okay? Prior to this time I am referring to, the kinds of problems I'm about to outline didn't exist. Okay? They're new kinds of problems that we have to work together in our communities to help solve and improve our lives and make the world a better place. So, it was the first one. Now, it was a national emergency declaration, almost no different than any others, except that we have computerized information systems now. Okay? In order to gain access lawfully and ethically to valuable community resources, sometimes it is required to verify real estate addresses, phone numbers, email addresses, sometimes social media accounts. Okay? We must verify contact information and identities. Makes sense, doesn't it? Pretty good idea. Well, with computerized systems as abundant as they are, and even back then they were abundant enough, when the national emergency was declared, some people stayed at home, didn't go to work or school. Homeless people had nowhere to go except a homeless shelter. So some people were locked inside, some people were locked outside, just like the COVID-19 pandemic. And we'll see a lot of similarities that I'm outlining here between 9/11 and the COVID-19 pandemic. Money gets funneled to our homeless shelters. They are an essential business. They have to try and stay open. Okay? So lots of money. I'm talking about millions of dollars each homeless shelter. Millions! Oh wow, that would really house a lot of people, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Millions of dollars could permanently house at least one person, right? Well, this is what's going on. So all that money gets funneled to them. And these business owners, these scammy business owners, end up moving real estate locations. They want to grow the business. They want to build more homeless shelters. They want to make bigger homeless shelters. They want to, or maybe they just want a different location, right? Well, that jams everybody up in the information systems that are homeless clients of the homeless shelters. When they move a real estate address, the homeless clients they serve can no longer verify real estate addresses, phone numbers, emails, and social media accounts. The homeless people are then declared frauds, they're declared scammers, liars, etc. It's not good. Rather than these scammy homeless shelter owners. The business model that they use is intended for emergency purposes only, and they're keeping these businesses going for years to decades at a time. After about a year of servicing people who were unhoused and displaced by a natural disaster, for example, after a year, they're supposed to close out that business, and it is what it is. Tough luck for those of you who didn't get enough help at the time. I know that life is hard for everybody, but we do what we can do. Okay, that's what we're actually supposed to do. That would be the ethical thing to do. No, these scammy homeless shelters and their owners and workers keep their emergency shelter business model going for years and years and years, way on out, when they should have already closed down their businesses. We have thousands of these kinds of homeless shelters in the USA now. Okay? Probably don't need so many. I'm thinking here, just a moment, please. Because I am going off the top of my head. Tax breaks. Donors are given large tax breaks, especially if they donate funds, money. Okay? They get a huge tax break. But we do not have a law that requires these businesses to distribute any of those funds to their clients. In the millions of dollars, mind you. There's nothing there. Okay? Let me ask you a question real quick. How do you pay the rent and mortgage? What kind of materials are you using to pay your rent or mortgage, if you have one? Are you paying it in socks and toothbrushes? Are you going to your landlord and handing him a box full of socks every month, and that pays your rent? Probably not, huh? You need money. You're not paying the rent without some money. A lot of homeless people work very hard for what little they get to. And so when these wealthier people donate to these homeless shelters to get their tax breaks every year, and they're not going to miss them, they're big tax breaks. Okay? And the wealthier the donor, the more the savings for the donor. Instead, they're taking all of that money and running off with it, jamming up the homeless people in computerized information systems that cannot verify contact information. And even if these homeless shelters just move across the street, or maybe the next city block over in the same city, to everyone else, it doesn't seem like anyone's being scammed. It's so close to home. You're being scammed. These problems now exist, and they didn't used to. Again, I'd like to remind you, it took me 2 decades to clear up the damages caused by 9/11 to my identity in computerized systems and such. Not that easy to get a job when you can't verify your identity, you know? Right? So, they know what they're doing. They're playing dumb. These scammy homeless shelter owners are just playing dumb if they're confronted. Oh, we don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean we ain't telling you? You just ran off with $9 million, for example. You didn't give any of that to house anyone but yourselves, and you're not greedy because you have a charity business. I'm rather skeptical. Okay? You're not breaking that up. So I'd like to invent maybe a law and pick up where we left off in the 1990s with this charity tax break and require these kinds of businesses to have to take a percentage of donated funding to give to their own clients, especially those that use the Homeless Management Information System, our nation's database of known homeless individuals. They need to break us off some of that cash. That's the whole point. That's why I'm saying this is unethical business they're doing. They're not doing that. They've been getting away with it for decades. They figured out how to do it, and they're going to keep doing it until we stand up to them. We're going to keep growing this homeless population size in the United States until we stand up to them. They're controlling our real estate market out of their own greed and corruption. The other thing, okay, and I'll probably finish with this next point, okay? I said they were moving real estate locations, right? Jamming everybody up in them. They're not distributing the funds that they are donated. Hold on, I'm thinking. I was going to make a second point here, and I lost it. I lost my train of thought there. I might have to do a little editing. You know, make it really trip out about, oh, it's the doctored up video. There's too much artificial intelligence and special effects for you, isn't it? Just teasing, I'm kidding. I'm trying to be lighthearted about my own forgetfulness, the point I was about to make. I apologize. I don't mean to waste anybody's time. Actually, I think that's it. I really do. I think I made the points I was arguing for this video. I'm going to have some follow-up videos about this in the future. I hope you'll be interested still. Remember, like, comment, share, you know, all that fun social media stuff we do in this day and age. I guess that's it. Until next time. Bye for now.